next episode of Legally Armed, Locked, Loaded, and Lawful. Today we've got a really special guest. We've got Saga's Damian Enslin on. Saga is the South African Gunowners Association, and we've got it's myself and Barney van der Heerford, who is the head man at Legally Armed, as you guys know. And today we're going to be talking to Damian about the South African Gunowners Association and what is it that they actually do, and maybe encouraging, because I'm going to be a little bit bashful here, but on my side, I'm a member of Saga, and I have been for quite some time, and I think it's really important that we support organizations like Saga, as well as NARFU. For example, we've had NARFU on the show before, so Saga is just another way that we can also that fulfills a different role in the organization of gun owners in South Africa itself. So welcome to the show, Damian. It's really good to have you here. Welcome, Banu. I see, Banu, you're sitting in a car. I believe there's in the next couple of days we're gonna have some pretty good news for the guys down here in Cape Town. We won't say too much, but we'll make that announcement when it's in the next few days.
Yeah, sorry about that, Tim. My flight was delayed for 3 hours. Otherwise, it would have been better. But at
Well,
least I'm here.
you know why they call Cape Town the mother city, right? Because it takes nine months for anything to happen.
Yeah, Tim, thank you very much for the opportunity, and thanks to Bardner for the opportunity as well. Nice to connect with you and nice to talk to you. So maybe I can just kick it off quickly. So what do we do and what are we? So SAGA, the South African Gun Owners Association, is a pretty well-established organization. We've been going around for 39 years now. So we established in 1985, and even in 1985, with the previous government, there were issues with firearm and gun control, and that's essentially why SAGA was established, was to protect the law-abiding citizens' rights to own firearms, and whoever wants to choose to own a firearm for whatever purpose, and that's our rationale. And that rationale is still here today. Obviously with the change in government in 1994. There was a lot of anti-gun rhetoric, and there is still a lot of anti-gun rhetoric from the current government. And a lot of civilian societies internationally, there's always been anti-gun rhetoric. And anti-gun, I'm talking about anti-private citizens lawfully owning firearms. And that is our main rationale for existing, is to protect your right to choose to own a firearm in South Africa, whether it be for self-defense purposes, sport shooting, hunting, collecting, and for business. And business is a big part, obviously, of the gun industry, the firearm industry. So we lobby Parliament. So we're meeting with politicians. We're meeting with the minister and the ministerial, cabinet ministers and that type of stuff. And we have met with cabinet ministers before. We meet with the portfolio committee, civilian secretary for police. So we're constantly lobbying and meeting with various government or parastatal organizations, pushing for firearm rights and the law-abiding citizens' rights to own firearms. Also, what we're doing is education. We're very, very active with many sort of shoots and that, and many sort of projects. And especially sort of during months such as August, we have Women's Month, or June, or youth issues. And we sponsor a lot of events throughout the country. As you know, Tim, you've been to quite a few of our events in the past.
Yes, yeah.
We co-sponsor or sponsor a lot of these events. And a lot of these events involve sort of new shooters or people that have never, ever handled firearms before. So we're very busy and very active throughout the whole of South Africa. And we have a lot of corporate members involved. You mentioned NARFU. NARFU is one of our corporate members. We have the NHSA, one of the biggest sport shooting organizations, as a corporate member. Kaap Yacht, collectors organizations are part of us. So, a lot of organizations see that they need a sort of a national body to represent their interests, whether it be hunting, sport shooting, collecting, businesses. We have security companies that are members of us. We have insurance companies that are members of us, and even some real estate businesses are members of us as well. So there's a lot of organizations that see is a benefit to an organization such as ourselves, fighting the fight at a much higher level.
No, and even on my side, my personal company, I'm going to be, even though we're four members, we my accountant's given approval for corporate membership with Saga, so that I need to get the form sorted out for as well. Um, so yeah, Saga seems like, well, Saga has a lot of very good history in South Africa. It's a long history. It goes back to the previous way, the previous regime of things, and then over into the new laws and things like that. And now, obviously, keeping an eye on the way things are going now. And it's not necessarily only government that's also being restrictive. I
Yes.
think we have a lot more of it in South Africa, that there's not necessarily individuals, but private organizations like those we shall not say on camera,
Mm.
but actively gunning and having
Yeah.
active media campaigns against private gun owners, and that's also a problem.
Absolutely, Tim. You just pointed out just about 2 days ago, the other entity that you mentioned there put
The
out
other
something
ones.
again, talking about, you've got 4 to 5 chances or possibility of being injured in a gun attack with your own firearm. Again, they're putting things out like
Yes,
that. So,
you're
we're
four
constantly,
times more likely to have your gun
that's
used
right,
against you, which has
correct,
been
correct.
disproved by
It's been
Africa Check.
disproved, correct. So we're constantly
Well,
monitoring. Sorry, but Bernie?
sorry to come in here. I don't think they did the research so good. If you go and take how active South Africa are in the sports shooting field, I mean, if you go to the 4th of May, coming 4th of May, I know about 4 big shooting events happening only in the Free State and up in Joburg, and it's well represented by the public because the public wants training in firearms.
Mm.
So me as a person helping people with applications and stuff, especially on a renewal, if the guy says, well, it's lying in my safe for the last 5 or 10 years, I always advise, I think, sir, maybe you must sell the firearm because you're going to injure yourself if you don't use your firearm. And that's a big thing. People must know if they want to use a firearm, get the right training, get active, start shooting. I know it's a bit expensive these days, but otherwise you will injure yourself if you don't have the right training. And I think Damian, you said that you guys are actively involved to get people to use firearms in the right way. So I think Gun Free South Africa is wrong there. I think they're missing the plot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so Bernie, what we also do is we monitor the media, and we've got some really good, high quality people in the background, trustees and various representatives that help us ensure that we can fact check these type of illegitimate points that get put out in the media. Because unfortunately, the media sometimes doesn't know. I must say that the media has changed over the years, and they're becoming much more reasonable to deal with, and they understand that crime is a big issue in South Africa, and illegal firearms is a big issue in South Africa. But that's part of our job, is to monitor the media and put out the correct facts out there and fact check these poor articles on that. But yeah, I agree with you, Bernie, completely. If you're going to own a firearm, you must learn how to use it properly.
Damien, yeah, just if I may come back to Saga itself, for the public out there, what is your fees yearly, and what does that do for the member? And also, please, the corporate membership, how does that
Yeah.
work? Because myself as legally armed, maybe we can do a deal. Myself feels. I also know Harders of NHSA very well, and a lot of guys. We all need to stick together and work together
Yes,
to get the industry
absolutely.
strong. We mustn't fight against each other.
Good.
But yeah, that's a Buddha thing. And if you can just tell us
Sure.
a bit more.
Sure. So for the private member joining us, it's 300 Rand per year. So as a private member, corporate member, we've got a range of corporate memberships, sort of ranging up to about 900 Rand for a corporate member. And what you get as a private member and as a corporate member is obviously access to various channels of communication. So, for instance, one of the corporate members, NAFU and NHSA, wants us to meet with the Western Cape Flash Commander to discuss various issues about issuing of Section 16 dedicate certificates. So we will organize that meeting, and I'll represent those organizations at such a meeting. So that's at a high level. As a basic level for a member, what we're constantly doing on a daily basis is dealing with members' queries with regards to licensing issues, competency issues, delays with licensing issues or delays with competency issues, missing applications. We've got a very nice system whereby, as a Saga member, a private member or corporate member, if you've got an issue, we've got a complaint form process, an electronic form process that filters through and tells us, for instance, if Tim Flack has a problem with his license, it's been delayed for more than 4 months, and it gives us all the information we need to lodge a query. And we've been very fortunate because we were heavily involved a couple of years ago when things were very, very bad with the licensing process after the amnesties. We had about 900 members. We were busy with a class action for them, and we resolved about 97% of the 900 members' queries and complaints with CFR. And what happened is CFR actually has a dedicated team or person in that office at CFR that deals with our queries. So for a private member, you have that. Also, we have insurance. There's a basic insurance for all our members. If you're a member of Saga, any organized event, you have cover if you're involved in any sort of shooting incident. All our members are covered so if you had a shooting range, for instance, or an organized event is legally armed, organize an event for its customers or members, those people that are members of Saga would be covered by our insurance in a sort of shooting event, so to speak.
Corporate membership side, say for instance, you know now what Legally Armed does. So on a daily basis, I get a lot of inquiries. A lot of people that emails me that didn't do the application through Legally Armed. So the best for me will actually be to refer them to you and say, become part of Saga, and they will issue your or they will help you with your query. I think that's a very important point, and I want to emphasize that to the public and to my branches. And then the other thing is that, so say for instance, I'm taking up the corporate membership from, if I've got a query of one of my clients, you guys will sort it out for me?
Absolutely, yes. So I'll just give you an example of NAFU. NAFU refers quite a few clients here. So for instance, they'll say one of their members has an issue on a licensing issue. They put that member in touch with us. Obviously, that member needs to be a member of Saga. We then deal with that query, and it's a myriad of queries, various issues. It could be at CFR level, could be at a local provincial SAPS level, could be at a station level, and we sort of intervene and find out what the problem is, and try and resolve the problem as quickly as possible. And generally, because of our contacts and because of who we are, and the police know us, and they also know us as a reasonable organization, we'll put them to task if there's a service delivery issue or something that's gone wrong. But we work with the police as best as we can with regards to the resources they have as well. So we've formed really good relationships with various government entities such as the police over time. That's why we get our members' queries by and large. And so we've got this 97% success rate with our queries being resolved in a very reasonable period.
I remember at one point there were sort of big batches of people that needed assistance, and because there was such a big batch, SAPS actually prioritized those and dealt with them as quickly as possible. So it's really good.
Yeah, well, Damian, I think I'll definitely give you a call after this and come and visit you again, because currently in the industry with the renewal of the firearms, the problem is you cannot, if you're a licensed lab and I want to buy it, you must first license it on your name and then a third party. And I don't understand why. I know in some provinces they let the dealers take that firearms on dealer stock. So if some provinces can do it, why can't everybody do it? And what's the difference between a dealer and a private person? I mean, it's the same. It's the same system. So I'll definitely be in contact with you after this, because I think we need to address it. We did have a meeting with General Mamotete, but that was about 2 years ago. With Hardesela, and I think we need to really push it. So from you, if you guys push it and NSHA push it, and we push it.
So, Bernie, I'm busy with two issues at the moment with Mamateti and with Sikakani. Two issues. One is the expired license issue about dealer stocking it, because we were told before Fissa left, the Western Cape Flash Commander, that it was possible to dealer stock an expired firearm license. And he sent, it's in fact even the minutes from the recent Western Cape Flash meeting, it's in the minutes. So that is the one issue I'm addressing at the moment with Mamateti and Sikakani. And then the other issue I'm addressing is the competency interpretation. Again, we're finding that various provinces and various police stations are interpreting the competency
There's always an
differently.
issue.
Yeah.
There's always an issue with the competent interpretations.
Sorry, if I can come in there, some police stations now send our clients back. They want the motivation for a competency. Imagine that.
But
You need to
it's
read
more the timing, the time period, the expiry of it. So that some of the police are deeming it that it's 5 years. Even despite the client or customer having another firearm, which is sport shooting or hunting or something like that. So there seems to be. I haven't seen the directive, but it almost seems to be an instruction amongst a lot of the police stations that they're now deeming a competency to expire after 5 years. Which is not the case according to the directive which they issued, which have never withdrawn. So that's more I'm dealing with. Obviously, the motivation is not applicable at all, but it's more the timing of the competency.
I think we'll set up a meeting, me and yourself, for the viewers out there from my side as working with applications and queries on a daily basis. Guys, please support Saga now. You hear what they're doing. We need to support the organizations. If we don't do it, Gun-Free South Africa is going to be stronger than ourselves. We need to support organizations that stand for firearm ownership. That is all that I want to say from me from now. But Damian, it's nice meeting you, and I'm definitely going to be in contact with you. I hope you don't mind if Tim gives me your number.
No, with pleasure, Bernie.
Because there's a couple of things that we definitely need to sort out, because every province got its own act, and there's unfortunately only one act in South Africa.
But just to sort of recap on everything and end it off, Damian, so where can the viewers get hold of Saga? What's the website address, that sort of stuff? I'll put the link on the screen as well for everyone.
Yeah, look, the website is saga.org.za, and it's quite a friendly, workable website. It's easy to join Saga. There's a link, there's a click there, link. You can join various options, obviously, family membership, single individual membership, corporate membership, associations, etc. It's pretty easy. Cool. We're also on Facebook as well. You can just put the link on for Facebook, and various social media, and also you can email us as well, of course, as well.
Cool. I'll put all those links in. And just to reconfirm, individual membership is 300 Rand per year, and for the corporate membership, the
maximum is 950. But there is a discounted rate for associations and shooting clubs and that. Cool. So there is a sort of range of different type of memberships as well on the corporate side.
And it can be any business. You can be a law firm. You can be a car workshop. You don't have to necessarily be in the firearms industry to be a corporate member.
Correct. We have insurance companies. So we're fortunate some big insurance companies have joined us. We have some real estate companies that deal with property have joined us. Whoever believes in the right to choose to own a firearm, whatever sort of business is involved, doesn't have to be in the industry, can join us. So we have a lot of non-firearm related industries that have joined us as well.
Cool. No, that's fantastic. Okay, great stuff. So we'll end this one off. This has been the first episode of the year. We've had a busy year. Baron has been very busy on his side, and the other branches around South Africa have been busy too. Legally Armed, as the viewers know, has pretty much, there's a branch in every single province, and in a lot of the major cities. I'll put a link up to that too, so you can check where your nearest Legally Armed branch is. Where I am, there's Stellenbosch, which is just up the road. There's quite a few branches all around the country. So go take a look at that. And thanks so much to Damian Enslin from Saga. It's been we've been wanting to have you on the show for quite some time, and it's good to finally have you on.
Tim, thank you very much to you, and thank you very much to Valerie. Thank you very much to Legally Armed for the opportunity. Much appreciated, and let's connect soon. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thanks so much.